I'm Bethany, and that's Drew.
And today we're in Newberry Springs, California, on a piece of Route 66 history that just so happens to be someone's driveway.
The fact that this driveway is 4.1 miles long is incredible enough, but the story behind why the road was built makes it a true oddity.
Come with us as we drive as fast as we possibly can down Miss Orcutt's driveway.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, we're doing it.
We're not. We have driven all this way.
A long way.
To drive on a driveway today.
Driving on a driveway.
That's the episode.
Usually you park on a driveway and drive on a parkway, but today we're actually driving on a driveway.
This is the whole intel, but it's actually a really fun story, so we will get into that. Mrs. Orcutt's driveway is located in the heart of Newberry Springs, California. From Interstate 40, exit at Fort Katy Road and head north. After crossing the freeway, the first right should be Memorial Drive. This is the beginning of Mrs. Orcutt's driveway.
This is Memorial, so is this where we're supposed to turn?
Yes, so this is technically Mrs. Orcutt's driveway. Really is just a rest stop for truckers. We're also tempted to do this entire episode from the car because we did not realize the wind would be 35 miles per hour.
It's very windy. Oh my gosh, look how long this driveway is. It just goes on and on. You know what I love about it though is you can go 10 miles an hour or you can go 70 miles an hour and no one's around.
A lot of car enthusiasts caught on to this fact, and in the 1980s, many people brought out their Lamborghinis and their Trans Ams and just tested their cars on this road to their heart's desires. Mrs. Orcutt actually didn't mind too much, and we hear that she thought it was kind of fun.
I mean, there's nobody around to chase you off, so why not? And it's nice and straight. Perfect. Uh-oh.
Watch out.
Okay, see now there's potholes, so we can't recommend using it as a test track these days because it's not very well maintained. At a glance, the road placement seems pretty random, but it was actually constructed to appease Miss Orcutt's request when Interstate 40 was constructed and it completely cut off her driveway. The legend of Miss Orcutt's driveway began in 1964 when the new Interstate 40 had taken hold of the Newberry Springs territory.
Government officials eyed Mrs. Orcutt's property as the ideal location for the new freeway to run. Their plans called for the interstate to cross her land and cut her driveway to Route 66 in half, making her closest freeway exit 4 miles away. Mrs. Orcutt rejected the government's offer of $106,000 in compensation and insisted on having her own exit built or a new driveway constructed, linking her property to the nearest freeway exit. Orcutt lobbied for herself in a time of a lot of changes in Newberry Springs. She built a life on her property that she understandably wanted to keep. So after a lot of back and forth with officials about the construction of the road, she wrote letters of protest to Edmund G. Brown, President Lyndon Johnson, and even Lady Bird Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
You okay?
Oh geez, this road's freaking me out. You want to drive?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, the wind, the wind! Filming an episode on a driveway would be so freaking difficult. I'm driving.
She's driving.
I'm driving on the driveway.
I couldn't handle the wind. Well, somebody paid attention to Miss Orcutt's lobbying because the Department of Highways forked over $100,000 to build this driveway.
The road was constructed from her home to the Fort Katy Road overpass and was completed around 1968 or so. Now, while the road is technically property of San Bernardino County, everybody knew who it really belonged to.
Widowed at the age of 44 after her husband Kenneth passed away in a plane crash, Margaret Bonnie Orcutt was a powerhouse.
Before her legendary perseverance for her driveway, Orcutt played a role in the naming of Newberry Springs after she wanted to build a wildlife preserve and decided Newberry Springs sounded better than Newberry. Her wish was granted.
It looks like we're getting close to the end.
Yes, we are getting close to the end, and we're hoping to see if there are any remains from Margaret Orcutt's property.
Road ends 500 feet.
That's the first sign I've seen on this road.
This looks like an impromptu cul-de-sac here. And then we got a couple of red warning signs.
And it keeps going. I don't see her property anywhere.
There's no fence. There's a structure right there.
Okay, that's probably her house. She did have a trailer out here as well, and it was actually hooked up to her house because she liked to have the feeling of different rooms. So she installed the trailer to have like another part of the house, and someone took it.
crazy.
At least with this driveway, you know when people are coming to visit you.
Yeah, you can also have large parties and park everyone in the driveway.
Here we go. Okay. That is a little bit of a turnaround up here, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. It's her house.
There's still a path?
Yeah.
Footpath there to the front door? I guess we could park and get out and have a look.
There's that wind.
The wind's going to close it for you.
Now, no tour of Miss Orcutt's driveway would be complete without taking a look inside her house at the end of the driveway. The desert climate and lack of upkeep have definitely taken their toll, as it's taken its toll on us today. But we're going to have a look, see what's left.
A little explore. What a cute little house.
I feel like it would have been a really nice little house, yeah. Is this the front door? In we go.
There's actually a lot more here than I thought there would be, given that this place has been abandoned for over 30 years.
True.
But here's, okay, so this is a gun port. And she made these because she was a competitive shooter, and she also installed these in her home so she could see if someone was coming down her driveway and if she needed to get her gun out. It's a good way to see if, someone's parking where they shouldn't be. Watch out for the nails.
Oh, yeah.
30 plus years of dust. This may have been a bathroom. I don't know. The tile is smooth.
Kitchen, perhaps?
Perhaps a kitchen. I'd love to have seen pictures of when this place was in its prime, just to see what she had set up. And I know she was a concert pianist and things like that, so she did have it kind of set up to meet all of her needs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this was probably the bathroom. This looks like a shower.
Oh, okay.
Like where a sink would be.
Plumbing.
So she was very self-sufficient out here at the end of her long driveway.
Very cool.
Another gun port, I think.
Oh, sure
Perhaps,
enough.
yeah.
So they were on every side of the house.
She knew where to put them. So she did have a trailer attached here at one point.
Ah.
But I believe it was stolen after she passed away.
Yeah.
So they just kind of ripped it out of the wall and then took off with it.
And everything just collapsed around it, I guess, eventually.
We're going to go out back. How about that?
Careful sliding through the now
Oh, I
A-frame
know.
house.
You know what's funny? Is somebody who used to work for her said that she had a carport, but he doesn't remember her ever having a car. So did she actually have this whole driveway built but didn't have a vehicle herself? Because I think that would be funny.
I think that's great.
I would think it'd be a great touch on her to be like, I want a driveway even though I don't have a car.
It seems like her personality.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at this house, it's made mostly of adobe brick. And it was installed by Miss Orcutt herself.
Nothing that she couldn't do.
I'll say, she was very handy. Speaking of handy, what is this over here?
We're finding all sorts of fun nooks in this house.
This looks like it might have been some kind of a storage shed or just a little nook. Chicken coop, who knows?
Another gun port.
Ah.
Those are fun to find.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure, I guess this would be for shooting somebody that was at that door trying to break in. If I was going to put it in a gun port, it probably wouldn't be right there, but what do I know?
She knew what she was doing, okay?
Well, yeah, what do I know about gun ports? There's also supposed to be a well on the property, and she had her own water tank as well. She was ready for anything.
Self-sufficient.
And we are back to the front door now.
Aside from what she already had built, she did envision making a kind of a resort for single mothers.
Interesting.
Which I don't believe that ever happened, but when she lived here, she actually installed water ports along this road for any visitors who wanted to come take a hike. They could stay hydrated.
Huh.
I don't think those are still around, but people could just kind of come and walk up, enjoy the view.
A fascinating story.
And I think she talked them into building this as well when they came out to lay the asphalt on the driveway.
Is this like a little turnaround?
A little turnaround. This wasn't part of the original plan. I think she talked them into it when they were out doing their work. Like, hey, while you're there, can you install me a nice little walk-around path?
Since you've got extra rocks.
Margaret Bonnie Orcutt passed away in 1987, but not without carving out her own corner of the world, complete with its very own legendary driveway.
Mrs. Orcutt's driveway is a reminder that self-advocacy is important. The road to her home may show signs of being reclaimed by nature, but has paved its way into the history of Newberry Springs.
If you enjoyed this episode and want to help support future adventures, check out our Patreon page. We'll put a link to that in the description.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. We were just on the side of Mrs. Orcutt's driveway, and we see this big rig drive by us. This road does not lead anywhere except to Mrs. Orcutt's house.
Yeah, what is our friend doing down here?
He's trying to turn around, and the wind is about 40 miles per hour right now. Oh, maybe he's doing it?
If nothing else, he's gonna get stuck in the middle of Miss Orcutt's driveway.
Yes.
It looks like he's 3/4 of the way. Yep, he's gonna make it.
That's good. I was worried that we'd have to go walk down and rescue him.
Yep. Oh, he got it. I don't know how, but he pulled that off.
That is impressive.